Now we come to closing guest speeches. And we have, first up, Mr. Zenon Souza, affectionately known as Genie. A warm round of applause for Mr. Zenon Souza.
Jambo Malkit and Jambo Rafiki Yode. For those of you who do not recognize me because of the excellent shape I'm in, and because of the head full of hair that I used to have, now many of you got to know Malkit much later in life, but I got to know him way, way before everybody else, when he was just a mutoto. And for that, I'll have to take you back to the year 1964, when I was a teacher at the Magwa Primary School. And it was in that year, 1964, that we received a batch of 30 students that were transferred to the Magwa Road Primary School. And one of them happened to be Malkit and his friends. Now, apart from the subjects that I taught, I was also in charge of coaching the boys' hockey team. And it was during our very first practice, and actually the very first time that Malkit touched the ball, you could see what a gifted player he was. And he had talent at that very young age, and I think he was only about 16 years old. And I was determined, I had made up my mind there and then, to stay focused on Malkit, because I knew he had a lot ahead of him, to be a very, very talented player, and to someday become a world-class player. But Malkit was a problem. He had a big problem. Now, every time Malkit got the ball, because of his speed, his toughness, and his talent, he had no problem getting past the first two opponents. But then he wanted to dodge the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth person, without realizing that, and not realizing he had 10 other people playing with him. This guy was a hero with all his buddies. You couldn't harm him or touch him, you'd be in trouble. So anyway, I walked up to him and I pulled him out for the game. Now, doing this to Malkit in front of his fans, I kept him on the sidelines and I didn't say a word to him. And he was fuming. If I was within range of his hockey stick, he would have probably broken it on my back. So anyway, we were already one goal down, and people were getting mad that I pulled out our star player. But I said I had to get my message through to this guy. So I kept him out for 4 minutes. Then I went up to him and I said, Malkit, I'm bringing you back, but I want you to do one thing for me. I know you're going to have no problem beating the first two guys, but as soon as you have beaten the second one, I want you to lift up your head, see who's open, get the ball to them, and encourage them to go towards the D. He did that as soon as he came in. He gave the fellow on the wing a good through pass. The guy tore down the wing, centered the ball. It was intercepted by Malkit, and the next thing you knew, it was in the net. Yeah, from then onwards, he began to trust me, and he knew that I would guide him to great heights. But he was an outstanding athlete, and he excelled in track and field too. There was one more sport that he was on top of his game, and that was bicycle racing. Whether it was short sprints or long distance, Malkit was in a class of his own. The highlight of that sports day was a bicycle race from, if I remember correctly, from Ginger to Kakira, which was 7 miles away. And from nowhere comes Malkit with his fancy 5-speed bike. And we knew he wouldn't stand a chance. And I think it was about 2.5 hours later, when they came back to the finish line, they had to come around the bend, and then there was a slight incline to the finish line. And from a distance, we saw this white head going left, right, left. It was Malkit with his white turban. So we knew he was in the lead. And there was a gang of the local Africans chasing him to the finish. But they never got him. Malkit made it and won that race. I happened to be at the finish line, and the previous year's winner, the black guy, I asked him in Swahili. I said, Rafiki, oh, we para kikombe. He said, Apana, Singh na tuanga sisi. Yeah. Now, looking around this hall, one can tell, how much Malkit values his friends. I can't think of anyone who would do so much for an evening like this for all of us. Now, he has got friends here, and he has got friends all over the world whom he is in touch with. But I can tell you boldly that I know of 4 people whom he has been very, very close to. And I'm happy to say that they're all Goilas. Yeah. Now, top of the list is our dearly departed friend, Roland Collaco. You were in touch with him in the hospital too. And let me tell you, Malkit, like every time you called him, you perked him up and brought a smile to his face. Even after he left us, through us and through his beloved wife, Eurema, you kept in touch with her just to check on her well-being. That is the true mark of a great friend. The second person was another dearly departed friend, very close to Malkit, and that's our friend, Jerry Braganza. There are 2 trips that you'll never forget, Jerry, and that was our sports visit to Kitale and our sports visit to Eldoret, where you played for us, and the fun we had. Now, the third person is your comrade in arms, and you have left your mark on many people around here too. In fact, if I call a few of them and ask me to show me their shins and the scars of battle, I bet there will be at least 1 or 2 named after you 2 guys. And the person I'm referring to, buddy, Mr. George Moraes. So George, stand up and take a bow wherever you are. All right. Yeah, great. Yeah. And the 4th person, I'm very happy to say was myself. Malkit, our friendship from when? From you were my student, from childhood, as you grew up, and to this very day, we have been very, very close friends. And every time you give me a call from England, my memories go back to our great days in Ginger. Friends mean a lot to you, Malkit, and you mean a lot to us.
Hi everyone, and hello Malkit. Malkit, you are not only a great hockey player, but you are an amazingly special human being. I can vouch for that. So I'm going to speak about this side of you. You know that warm, fuzzy feeling that comes over you when someone goes out of his or her way to support you, help you, feed you, and be there for you. That feeling is gratitude, and it feels even better when it is expressed when one is alive. So Malkit, I would like to express it by thanking you and your family, as Zenon said, for keeping in touch with Roland during his hardest times. It meant so much to him when you chatted with him at home and in the hospital over the years. Keeping in touch with me, even after Roland passed away, and helping me cope with life. I know he is happy about that. Taking me over to meet your family when I was in London, and your wife preparing matoke, tilapia, janjaro, and all the Ugandan food that brought back wonderful memories. And finally, celebrating with all of us here today, you have gone above and beyond to get all of us to meet again. What a success this is. I do wish Roland was here, and I'm sure he is watching and saying, you know what, I really wish I was there, as his hockey buddies meant so much to him. I remember saying to you, Malkit, you and Roland almost killed each other on the hockey field, and it's great to see that you are still good friends. And you said to me, we were friends in Ginger, we fought hard, but he is my brother. So on behalf of your brother Roland, I say Asante Sana, and as his wife, I will always appreciate your thoughtfulness. Thank you, Malkit. And Malkit, I just have a little something for you.
Anai, Roland Collaco, Roland Collaco.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm probably the only guy who knows this guy since I was 4 years old. I think he was 9 when I first met him. This guy, at 9 years old, dominated us in running, everything, cricket, everything. I remember whatever we played, he beat the shit out of me. So think about it, he's asked me to speak after he beat me in everything. Believe me. But I know this man so much. Everybody's talking about hockey this, hockey that. He's much, much more than that. Those of you who got children in this room, put your hands up. Those who got children. All of you got children. This man taught me how to love your mom and dad. Today, what you've done, I don't think anybody in this room could dream that you can bring our memories back. Today we're sitting here, I'm talking to Pami Sugu, one of my roommates from Victoria Now School. I'm talking to Amar, my hero from my young days, from watching him play. I'm talking to Tari here. Tari, thank you for the great memories, man. I remember you well, buddy. And the Darsan Sagu is gone, but you know, as a Punjabi guy, he was the first guy I remember that came back from Europe with a degree in law. And I knew that as a young Sikh boy, that I could go to Europe and study. There is Harjinder Sandhu somewhere over here. Harjinder, wherever you are, I thank you because you showed me that we could go to medical school. So thanks to, you have brought along a lot of my heroes. Not only just taking care of mom and dad, you brought the humanity in us, brother. This is things that me and you talk about, but we never do it. All of us talk about this, but none of us ever do it. But you're the catalyst, you're in the chemical reaction, biochemistry, you're the catalyst. You are the catalyst of ginger. And I'm lucky, I was 5 years behind him. I watched this man, I'm lucky. My brother was his best friend. My brother, Dr. Gill, was his best friend. So I, as a young man, watched Tita grow up, my brother grow up, and I was lucky to follow him in sports, and I was lucky to play hockey at a mediocre level. I was lucky to go to medical school, lucky to become chief of surgery in Florida. You know, don't worry about hockey is a small part of your life, Gita. You are a fantastic human being. You have helped a lot of people. So you made us dream, buddy. You made us dream big. Hockey was just a small part of our life. You made us great, but look how many in the room were inspired by people like you and Dadar, Sandhu, and all these people that Harjinder, Sandhu, and all these people that made us dream that, hey, we can, if those guys can do it, we can do it. I don't look at your sports things. I look at the man, what you did for your mom and dad. This party is, I'm beyond words. I have no idea what to say, I really don't. This is an event that you only dream in fantasy land. You just dream that maybe, but this is not something that ever happens. Never. He was my sports hero. I was like, and I'm going to tell you the story about him. You know, it used to be very tough to get into secondary school. You have to pass this tough exam called 8th grade exam. Peter, you don't mind me telling you. See, it was tough to get into secondary school because you have to be. So I jumped from 7 to 9 without even going through 8. This guy flunked everything, but they took him. And I remember when they took him, they said, he's got such talent, we have to take him. Doesn't matter if he flunked every exam. He flunked everything, but they took him to secondary school. He flunked, how many people know that? He flunked everything. But they took him because he was so talented in sports. The school said, we need him. How many people in Uganda can say, the teacher said, we need this guy. We took him on our team. So I remember playing with him as a junior student. But I know him as a human being. I was a young brother to him, and he was a great big brother to me. Another thing I've never told you, when Idi Amin took over Ginger, my father was an elder red. My mother was alone, and there were houses next door. And he told me, don't worry, I will take care of your mother. He told my mother, here's a whistle. All you got to do is whistle, I'll be there. My mother is living alone in Uganda. I'm studying medicine in Ireland. My brother's in the United States. Another brother's overseas. My father's in Eldoret. This neighbor, this brother, this guy was solid. He told my mother, Masi, just whistle. I'll be right there. Remember that, kid? So I know this man from a different angle. You guys know him as a hero. I don't know him as that guy. I just know him as this human being called Malkit. That was a phenomenal human being. Boy, yaar, tu jo gallan kitiyan na zindagi mein. I am just happy that I know you, yaar. Just, chota bhai, I am in love. Aaj na tu jo pita na, aaj na balai shah na Punjabi mein. Balai shah. This is as good as I can dream. So thank you for making my dream come true. I salute you, my friend and brother and neighbor. And my hero.
Thank you, Dr. Karanbir Singh Gill.
Sportsmen, Olympians, well-wishers, and friends. I am greatly honored to have been given the privilege, on behalf of all of us here, of saying a few words of thank you to our fellow Ugandan and Olympian, Malkit Singh Sondh, and for inviting us here this evening. Malkit has organized this lavish event at his personal cost to demonstrate his love and friendship for all his fellow Ugandan sportsmen, Olympians, friends, and well-wishers. The evening has brought us together after 44 years. We have tons of memories, both on and off the field. And Malkit's vision was for us to get together in pleasant surroundings, to relive and share with each other those fond memories, and thereby strengthen our regard and friendship for each other. Well, some memories may not be so fond, particularly if we lost a match by a narrow margin. But that didn't matter, because I see that quite a few have come from far and wide, from the UK, from Kenya, from the east and west coasts of Canada, and from the United States, to share in the happy memories of yesteryears. Friends, I must tell you that the Goans and Sikhs in East Africa were both fierce competitors on the field, and both fought very hard to win. But when the game was over, we respected each other, and we were the best of friends. And I know of so many instances where each has helped the other off the field. This, to me, is true sportsmanship. He has shared the secret of his success with other budding sportsmen and attended interviews. The one that stands out in particular is the one he gave on Radio Uganda in 1995. He told the interviewer that he would help young Ugandan sportsmen as best he could, and that he saw no reason why Ugandans could not be successful on the world scene. That was very encouraging, Malkit. Malkit, on behalf of all of us here, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to you for your vision and generosity in planning and funding this reunion of sportsmen. We have all thoroughly enjoyed the evening, the food, the drinks, but most of all, the camaraderie and the fond memories. You have honored each of us tonight with gifts and medals and tons of affection. It is truly a very memorable night for all of us, one that we will never forget, one that has exceeded our wildest expectations. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the staff of Prith Palace for the lovely food, the people behind the bar there, and the servers. Thank you all very much for making this a great evening for all of us. Our sincere thanks too to the organizers of this who helped Malkit in putting this party together. They are all here. Don't want to mention them by name, but a round of applause for you. Thank you very much for helping us. I would now like to call upon Mr. Tochi Singh and his wife, the beautiful Mrs. Harjinder Singh, to make a donation.
Ladies and gentlemen, and our dearest friend, Malkit, I don't have words to add to what has been said. You all know him more than I do, but the little I have known is there are no words to thank him. His humbleness, his generosity, Malkit, we admire you. We have admired his sports spirit at the games, his goal-scoring ability, but this special ability which has come to light today, we have heard from other speakers as well. We really thank him and all of you, all the Olympians and those who have attended this function, particularly Tari coming all the way from Kenya. It's a great honor, really. I feel very blessed, along with my wife, that we got this opportunity to come and be together in this gathering tonight. Thank you very much, Mathias, for your invitation. And as an appreciation, I would request my wife to give you this small token. I was supposed to say a few extra words, but I leave that for Malkit to read later because we are getting late. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, the love and affection you all have given me today, which I'm taking back with me today, I will say only go ahead to you all today. You, God bless you all, only what you have given me today, I will never ever get back in my life. Thank you very much.
Would you all please join me in a thunderous round of applause to Malkit for bringing us together this evening? Yes, we can bring the roof down. Please stand and give him a thunderous round. Thank you. This generous event, as far as I know, is the first. I do not know of any other sportsman anywhere who has had the vision and the graciousness to organize and pay for a reunion of old teammates and fellow sportsmen. Asante sana, Malkit.